Hi to everyone. I think you are all heard me. Sorry, you are all heard the voice. Yeah, we are going to start a lead code challenge for 300 days. For each day, I will solve at least one problem for a day, and we will learn what are the concepts are there in DSA. By the same time, we will solve lead code, and for a week we will solve for uh, for a week we will solve 5 days lead code and 2 days for revising the previous problem we solved. 2 days is for revising, and we also learning like machine learning and deep learning and LLMs, how it works and how to use in a real world, and what other libraries are there, and we will use Python language for solving all the lead code. Sorry, we will use a Python language for solving lead code problems, and we will learn DSA using Python, and we will also see we also we also going to learn a Python language fully from the scratch to advanced. And we also building some AI agents, AI applications in upcoming days. And we are going to improve our communication skill also. I already tell all these things in a previous video itself. So why I'm telling now means a previous video is like 2 to 3 weeks back, but not being consistency in that progress. So I restarted this year from a January 5th to the December. I will be consistency. I think so. Not think so. I will be consistency and discipline and hard work. And to I like the people also want to join with me and join in the process and the journey, and we will study hard and we crack the big companies interviews. I am in the fourth year of college, so I am the last sem. I have only 3 months, so I want to gain so much of knowledge in my field. So then only I can be crack any interview nowadays. Without that, I cannot solve. So I using the YouTube platform for the journal, collecting a journal of my learning progress or learning journey. So I think it is a best platform for if you want to journal by your we journal. If you want to journal your record or your day by day things in a video format means YouTube is the best platform for you. And we are going to use Tamil and English language to speak in this channel. Sometimes I will speak in English because I want to improve my communication in English. Why means I am not fluent in English, and I will be stuck in some area when I speaking. I don't know how to put a word in a sentence, like forming a sentence in a native language. I good in a native language. I speak Tamil fluently. So when I try to English, I try to speak in English. Not like in a Tamil way. Tamil way it's not fluent. If I want to explain any concepts concepts means I can do it because I don't know what are the words I want to put and gather and speak. So I will. speak in English for an half an hour for a day. So that time I doing anything means that will come in English only. I will speak in English. It will be anything like learning lead code, solving DSA, learning AI, and all the stuffs. So I will show all my account, my lead code account, and what we going to do today. And I told you I was learning machine learning and a generative AI from the scratch. So it will take lot of time. So we are using like ChatGPT for our mentor, and for our daily journal we are using YouTube and Notion to take notes and keeping record of my notes day to day. I using Notion, and I used to watch Krishna Ek. I think you all know who are learning machine learning, deep learning, or AI related stuff means you watched Krishna Ek channel. It's a best channel for if you are learning AI related things. He explained very clearly and slowly, simple also. I also watching and learning machine learning by Krishna Ek. I will show the YouTube channel also. If I teaching any concept or anything in a AI field means it's all come by Krishna Ek. I learned from him, so I want to credit him and I want to thank him also. And let's start solving lead code problem. I will tell in which stage I am now. Yeah, this is my lead code account. I think it is visible. Yeah, it is visible. Yeah, I show my profile how it looks. Overall, I have solved like 30 to 33 problems. So you see itself means it will show I am not consistent in the progress. I started in August month, but I not solved um, one. I have solved at like one problem only. The next month, I try to be consistency, and I have solved like 30 problems, 31 problems. But in between days, I have severe fever. I cannot be consistency, and all the process stops. And someday I will think so. We want to continue lead code. We want to solve some problems. So I will come some days and solve like two to three problem. Previous like already solved problem. I take already solved problem and try to solve again if I knowing the concept or I thinking my thinking ability is good or bad. So that like I not solved any new problem after the September month. So from till date I have started like January 1 to 3 I not even touched myself. I am being shamed not being disciplined. So I decided to be disciplined, and 4th January I have solved again the solved problem. I am solving like two problem. which I solved already in a September month. Why I not going to a new problem means I don't know the concepts, and if I go to any problem means simply reading the question and try to solve to 2 to 3 minutes and be frustrated and going and seeing the solution section or seeing any YouTube channel. So I realized I don't know about the concept and how it works. So then I think we want to learn first what is an array and what are things in array, what are the methods and what are the methods and techniques to solve any problem in array. So I also searched some things and learned some. We array. I know array how it works and how we can use in a Python. We'll call the list as an array, but in a programming language, in another language, array is like a fixed size and a fixed data type only. In Python, a list is been like various. We can extend our memory, and we can store any data type in a single array. So this in Python this can be done, but in any other that like Java or C++, I think so we cannot do this like stuff. We can increase the size of an array in a Java. I think so. We use array list for if you want to increase the size of an array in an in-between program means you can use array list, but I don't have an idea in C++ how it works. But in Python we use list for an array and we store only single data types. The problem is also like that only. Look like that only. What means if you if the problem is in an integer, you want to store the return value in an integer means it will only store a value in an integer. It's not having a mixing value like integer and character or float value. That I'm telling that so I am multiplying. So we will go straight to the point and we going to solve the lead code problem. First, we are going to learn how two pointer will works and sliding window. Okay, so you want to strong in a two method we are used in array to solve any problem. I think so. I am strong in a two pointer, but I not have an idea how sliding window works. I have a base concept I know, but I don't know how to implement that sliding window in a Python to solve a problem. I solved only array problems. 19 problems I have solved. Like to some container with the water most. For this we use two pointer. We'll show how it works. We will take one problem and solve from the scratch. Oh my god. Python. Bro. I think it not store the solution. Okay, we will solve it from the scratch. They are telling we are given an integer array, a height of length n. There are n vertical lines drawn such that the two endpoint of an I line are I comma 0 and a I comma length and a ith value like indexed position value. Find a two line that together with the x-axis forms a container such that the container contains the most value. Find the two Find the find the two lines that together with the x-axis from a container such that the container contains the most water within the maximum amount of water contains can store. Notice you might not slant the container. Oh, okay, they are telling they are given an eye length height of nth value like a vertical lines. They are given a vertical lines how length it is, and we will take any two vertical lines and we will calculate how much water is inside the two vertical lines. Like if you take like second vertical line and last vertical line, in this in between how much of water is contained we want to find. Then after we want to store the maximum water stored in between the two lines. It can be first to second or second to last or third to last or third to third to eight. It can be anywhere, but we want to calculate the water contained in between the two lines. If you take like first and last, we can store only inside the 1 meter of length. Like in these two vertical lines, first and last vertical line, the height is 1, but the last height is 7. We can store only the height of 1. Why means if you pour more than 1, the water will be overflow. We cannot store while landing like this. So the water can be overflow and the water be wasted. So we can only store the the length of the height which is smallest. Which height is smallest, that length only we can store the water. If you take the second vertical line and the last vertical line, we want to find which is the minimum height. Then if we after we finding which one is a minimum length height, I think the last one is a 7, and uh, and the first one is 8, but we can store only the level of 7 because we pour 8 level of water means the one level of water will be overloaded or overflow. The water will be dropped out. You cannot store the maximum level of water. You want to store a minimum level of water, and we want to calculate how much of water inside these two vertical lines. So for that we use some calculation. First we want to find the minimum and the length of the two vertical. Here the length will be like 8, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. we have a we have a 9 vertical bars. In that we will take like index wise means the first vertical is considered as 0, so the last vertical will be an eighth. If you are moving first vertical to second vertical, the length will be reduced, the index will be reduced, so we want to minus that. If you take 0 and 8, if you minus 8 means what will come? 8. So then finding the length of the area, then we calculate to the minimum value of the two vertical bars. First, we find the vertical lines, vertical length, how vertical distance area in between these two vertical bars. If you take a first vertical and a last vertical, the index value will be 0 and 8. If you minus 0 and 8, we will get an 8. After you want to find the minimum length of the minimum length of the two vertical bars. Minimum length means the height, which is the minimum height between the not between the present two vertical bars. We have taken first and last. In this, one is a minimum value, so we know the length. Length is 8 now, and we want to know the minimum vertical bar of the two vertical bars. So the minimum we will take, like first vertical bar is minimum. If you multiply the contained water, how to find the contained water means if you multiply the length and a minimum, we will get the minimum. Will get the water contained in between the two lines. What will be 8 into 1? Will be 8. So for till now we have only one value. We have calculated only the first two bars. So it will consider as a maximum value till now. This value can be changed between these bars. So we want to calculate all the bars, how much water it has contained. Then we want to take which one is having a large amount of water contained. So let me code how it works. Think now you know how to calculate the water contained in between the two vertical bars. So first we using two pointer. Why are using two pointer means I will explain simply how two pointer works. We will have 2 point like left and right hand. We can place the left and right hand anywhere but in between the arrays, like front, first value, last value, first value, mid value, first to second value, last value, mid value, last value. So for that we will take two variable. You can name it as your preference. I will name as left and right. I always place the left value as a first and the right value as a last. Using that, we can calculate the length of the value. So if I place the left as a first and a right as a last, I know the left will be the first index, the right will be the last index. Okay. So the finding the length will be easy. Mm, How means I already tell we want to find the length. We want to minus the index of the two values. So left, right minus left. Why the right and here right minus left? Why the right comes first and the left go last? Left come last means always the right value can have a largest value, largest index. So if I minus the largest index with the smallest value, it will return my negative value. You all guys know, I think so, how math work in addition subtraction. So if I minus the biggest value with the smallest value means it will return as a positive value. So that I place the right as a first and the left as a second. Minus left. Here we know why we using two pointer and how Using that, how we calculating the values. After we want to find the minimum, no. So the contain cont min. So I giving some variables content min. So this value, this line of code will come inside the for while loop. First we will write, we will declare the left comma right equal to 0 comma length of the height minus y1. Why I writing minus 1 means the length give with without the index. So give a normal how many numbers is inside in the inside in the array. So if you minus one, if you minus one in that value means it will give an index value. So now we are here using only index values. So I used minus one for length of height for assigning right value. After that, we want to declare the result for storing a maximum water contained value. I will assign 0 first. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, we'll be focused. Yeah, after we want to loop and find the value. Why I am using a while loop means I don't know where I will start and where will it will end. Until we finding a maximum value, the loop will be run. Not until finding a last max value, it will not run. Like uh, when the 2 point like left and right is crossing across means I will tell in English. If first I and j having the I comes after எப்படின்னா கடந்து போச்சுன்னா here only I use Tamil. கடந்து போச்சுன்னா இல்லை இப்போ வந்து ஹை அண்ட் ஜே வந்து கடைசியில் இருக்கும், ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டில் இருக்கும். ஐ ஜே வந்து கடைசியில் இருக்கும்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. ரைட் அண்ட் லெஃப்ட், லெஃப்ட் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டில் இருக்கும், ரைட் வந்து லாஸ்ட்டில் இருக்கும். இந்த ரைட்டு வந்து இந்த லெஃப்ட்டை தாண்டி போகும்போதும் இந்த லெஃப்ட் வந்து ரைட்டை தாண்டி போகும்போது அந்த லூப் வந்து ஸ்டாப் ஆகிடும். அது வரையும் என்னோட லூப் வந்து ரன் ஆகணும். ஏன்னா இந்த ரைட் அண்ட் லெஃப்ட் வந்து எல்லா வேல்யூமே ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணிடுச்சு. திருப்பி அது ஃபர்ஸ்ட்லேருந்து தான் ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணுற மாதிரி எல்லா வேல்யூவும். ஸோ அது வந்து வேஸ்ட் ஆஃப் டைம். அதுக்காக தான் இந்த லெஃப்ட் வந்து எப்போவுமே சின்னதாக இருக்கும் ரைட்டோட, இந்த ரைட் வந்து எப்போவுமே லெஃப்டோட பெருசாக இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ரைட் வந்து எப்போ லெஃப்ட்டை தாண்டுதோ அப்போ சின்னதாகிடும், இந்த லெஃப்ட் வந்து எப்போ ரைட்டு தாண்டுதோ அப்போ பெருசாகிடும். அப்போ நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும் எல்லா வேல்யூவும் நம்ம ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம், இதோட லூப்பை வந்து நிப்பாட்டிக்கலான்னு. ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ I explained in Tamil, but hereafter I will learn how to explain in English this concept, left and right, why I'm using a left while loop. Left will be small and a right will be greater than left. After that, we want to write the logic we have learned before. We want to find the length of the array. So length of the area. So we will minus right minus left. After we want to find the minimum value, contain min is equal to min function. Using a min function uh, here. So we are finding the height of the each vertical bars, two vertical bars which is having a minimum value. So we want to get the value inside the array, not the index value. We are not going to use here index value. For accessing that, using height of left comma height of right. I I think you guys are understand what here happens. The height of left means it will return the left value first and a right value second. That means which of the value in this position in the left index position will be written and a right index position will be written. Using that value we will find which value is smallest. After we want to calculate the now here we want to store the value. If no we skip the multiple main function like contain water, max water we will assign as max water the calculation length star into con min. After that we want to store the value if it is larger than the previous value. That means the water is contained larger than the previous water contained between the two bars. For that we use if condition. If the max water is greater than the result, means storing a maximum value, then the result res value store a max water sorted. Till here we write the core logic, but after we finding the largest value in this set of vertical bars, we will know the largest value will be the last and second vertical bars having a large amount of water contained. But but if you have this last bar as a value like 5, but we will does not know first itself we this is the largest value, so we want to calculate all the bar, then only we will know which contains more. So we will what we do here means if the left value is larger than right, we want to move the right value forward. Okay, why means we if one value is larger than the other means we does not want to move the value which have higher value, so the calculation will be easier. If I move the smallest value to forward, the largest value to forward means I can miss the largest contained area of water, so I am staying where the largest value have largest vertical bar have. I will move the smallest vertical bar forward. In which area I am the smallest vertical bar. So here, if the left uh, uh, height of left is greater than height of right, lesser than yeah, you want to move the left value forward. else move the right value backward, forward. Here we want to return the rest. I think it is correct. Yeah, let's admit our problem. Ah, yeah, good. Let me find the time complexity of this problem. Here we are using a while loop. We are telling we will loop until the left is smaller than right and right is larger than left is larger than right and right is smaller than left until we want to loop. So we are iterating all the values in the array. So it will become as an O of n. So this is O of n, this is O of n, this is O of 1, O of n, like O of 1, and this is O of 1, this is O of 1, O of 1, O of 1. So the largest time complexity is O of n. So the problem time complexity will be a O of n, big O of n. Let me see this problem. Similar type of problem. So here they are given an a kth position value. So this kind of values we want to use sliding windows when the k length of values, k length of values, like hint we will see which binary searchable, okay, for some, okay, binary searchable topics. Binary search. I know how binary search. You are given an array of parties for positive integer price, where a price I denoted the price of height candy. Okay. They're telling the height portion will be declared the candy. Which candy have it will denote the price of the candy. If the first two candy will have a price of 13. If you take this as an example, they're telling that like only. They're telling you are given an array of parts positive integer, where the price of I means they're telling the index position. The the in this it will return the index position value. What value stored in that index? So denoted the price of an eye candy, it denotes the price, not the candy amount, like how many candies in that area. It will given a price of that candy, that portion candy. So the price of a first candy and the positive integer of k. Okay, and k is will be also in a positive value. The store sell baskets of k distinct candies. The sta- Statiness of a candy basket is the smallest absolute difference of the size of an array candies in the basket. Return the maximum stiffness on a candy. If k, one minute. Choose the candy with the price 13,521. First taking these three and minusing with their values. If 5 minus 13 and a 13 minus 5 will be a same value. No, we want to minus. Yeah, we'll take first three value and a minus with that within the three value. Like take 13 minus 5, 5 minus 1. Why are taking 21? Oh, any three distinct value. Two candies in the basket only, no. So then why they taking choice the candy with the price? Okay guys, for a day we have solved one problem. So we'll stop here itself, or I don't know why the back screen appearing here. Oh, it's my video. Okay. If any guys know how to remove this black screen like my video. Okay, bye guys. See you tomorrow. Loki is signing out. Let me see tomorrow.